Hello guys and welcome to World of Warship and Let's Talk News. If you pay attention to the portal, I'm talking about World of Warships page, you can definitely see the Prime Gaming reward, the battleship Dante. What it's the right word in Italian? Let me put it this way.
Dante Alighieri.
Dante Alighieri, ladies and gents, that's how you pronounce in Italy. So, the Dante Alighieri was the first dreadnought battleship ever built by the Regia Marina. She was laid down in June 1909, launched in August 1910, and completely in January 1913. The ship was armed with significant main battery of 12 305mm guns in 4 triple turrets, all on the optimized for the broadside. So she was optimized for the broadside fire. The ship saw little action during the World War I, and during her whole career never fired her guns in angle. In 1923 she received a small refit in form of a new tripod mast and an aircraft flying platform on her third turret. With Italian economy being weakness after the war, it was dispatched to scrap the ship, which was done in 1928. So, in World of Warship, what's the feature of the Italian battleship? I do honestly believe it looks like a small Soviet Overpower Nikolai. That's the first I'm gonna say, but don't get me wrong, I don't believe the Italian will have any great armor beside the tier 8 and up. So, the main feature of Italian battleship are, like the Italian cruiser, instead of HE shells, the new ships are armed with SAP shells. They inflict high damage on weakly and moderate protected target and ship parts, but do not cause any fire. That's SAP. From tier 8 you also receive exhaust smoke generator. It's almost like an Italian cruiser, but it will be from tier 8 and up. At the same time, I believe that from tier 8 and up, the armor thickness, it's significant. It's literally a Roma copy. That's, a Roma, some parts are great, so the armor, it's not bad. However, you paid with two things: a large number of guns with relative short firing range and very poor accuracy. They will basically be a close mid-range SAP sailing shotguns. Yeah, I do believe the Sigma will be even worse than the French one. On the other hand, you have significant SAP pen. I will talk about the pen of those guns, and also the shells are also decent concealment and average maneuverably quickly turning turrets and a rather good armor. I doubt the last one. Good armor probably from tier up, not the first dreadnought. For the classic, remind this ship is still in testing, so it's still a work in progress. So guys, what I feel about those one, it's actually, in my honest opinion, one of the most scariest tier 4 battleship in the entire game, and I explain you why. If you're playing, let's say, the Nikolai or some other Soviet big caliber guns with 12 guns, or you play, like, say, Fuso and so on, you will most likely do significant a lot of overpan to a cruiser. How is that? It's simple. You will overmatch the armor, and the fuse will not arm. It will just sell through. So what I'm trying to say, yes, you may have some luck in that regards, that you can citadel battleships left and right, but for a cruiser you will do a lot of overpan. With this SAP, you won't do any overpen whatsoever, and the SAP penetration, it's hilarious. It's 76 millimeters. Of course, you paid with one ridiculous, I'm talking about a tier 4. You will have the lowest HP pool of all tier 4 battleship by far. 36,000 HP for a battleship at tier 4, it's pretty darn bad. Remember guys, if I don't, 55,000 has Congo tier 5, so that is a huge difference, right? Torpedo damage protection 16%, that's horrible bad. Now the downside is of course the main firing range. This is the stock, this is with not an upgrade. If you pay attention, STD mode 1 and STD mode 4, so this is not the upgraded, I'm talking about the stock one. It's lousy 13.2. There are quite tier 4 cruiser which they have this range. Of course, I very much like to say that the first thing you have to upgrade, it's the damn range. You have 4 by 3 in 4 turrets, 12 guns, and it's literally brutal. I explain you why. Let's talk about speed. 23 knots, nothing crazy. I mean, at this tier 4 it's alright-ish, shall I say. Tier 4 it's alright, 23, even it's kind of a slow. But what's amazing, it's 580 circles radius. This is, ladies and gents, this 580, it's literally destroyer level of turning radius. You have the best turning radius in the entire game. You literally have the same turning radius as the, I don't know what to say guys, one of the best turning radius of all ships. Seriously, especially for a battleship. Rudder shift, it's 11.56. It's not bad. I would like to say that it's not bad. Surfer concealment detection, it's 11.14. But remember, this is not bad because with camo and concealment captain, probably we will get her under 10 kilometers, which is fantastic. The air detection is kind of a bad. Now let's talk about the gimmick of the entire ship. What is the gimmick? The gimmick, guys, is all about those guns. Those guns are absolutely hilarious. Of course, you pay with poor reload of 33 seconds, crazy bad 180-degree turn time 60 seconds. It's painfully slow. And Sigma, it's painfully bad 1.6. Maximum dispersion 209. It's not bad, but not great either, but it's all about this SAP. The SAP pan 79 millimeters and the travel times 850 meters per second, which basically means, guys, that you have a pretty damn good salvo. And now let's talk about the maximum damage, because I believe the difference between SAP and AP are hilarious small. I explain you why. You see, with AP, every single shell can ricochet or overpan, which basically means that even though the maximum damage is fantastic, 8,650, I do recommend always going for AP versus, let's say, something really hard, heavy. Let's talk about another battleship. Or yeah, battleship, it's probably the best thing to say, go always for AP. But anything else than a battleship, I repeat, anything else besides a battleship, another battleship, stay with SAP. SAP cannot shatter, SAP cannot overpen, which likely you do full damage. Probably I would like to say that the difference between RNG salvo with SAP or AP, you'll most likely have close to double damage, which basically means, this is my final question: if one SAP does 7,850, how the hell does 12? If you just just pay attention to this one I'm gonna say right now. Of 12, let's say RNG bless you and you'll hit 10, just my own wild suggestion. Then you will one-shot every single cruiser in the entire game, especially at tier 4. Once again, you cannot overpan, and you cannot put enemy on fire, but you blap cruisers left and right like there's no one's business. And same story with destroyer. If you see a destroyer and you shoot that destroyer, it's gone in literally one salvo. All you need to do is being blessed by RNG, and that destroyer, I repeat, that destroyer, it's actually gone even with 2 shells of 12. Let me say it once again. If you hit a destroyer tier 4 with 2 shells of 12, that destroyer is gone. Because I don't believe that destroyer has more than around 12,000 HP pool, 11, 12,000 HP pool, full HP destroyer. So this thing in 2 SAPs can already do more damage than the HP pool of a destroyer, which is pretty much hilarious. And remember, this particular ship cannot face tier 6, only tier 5 and tier 3. Yeah. Now, the SAP shells are slightly faster, 850 meters per second versus 840 meters per second. And over here is the armor. It's pretty alright. For a tier 4, this ship, it's probably alright. And something else is, and it's kind of important, pay attention to the superstructure. What superstructure? If, let's say, a destroyer or any HE spammer wants to put you on fire, what fire? It's almost impossible to put you on fire because there's no superstructure left and right. There's very few. It's almost like a, I don't know what to say, guys. It's like a Soviet Nikolai Imperial, the Nikolai, you know what I mean? So, here's the bow, protected by 90 millimeters of armor, and the thickness is over there. It's 100 millimeter icebreaker, which is this is such a big thing that if you stay bound to almost any battleship at tier 4, you cannot be overmatched. I repeat, this 100 millimeters icebreaker cannot be overmatched by any tier 4 battleship. And then you have some other layers with 20 millimeters, and the middle section of this tier 4 Italian battleship are 25 millimeters, which give her some resistance against cruisers HE, and also capacity to bounce AP shell from battleship. Her upper belt is 100 millimeters thick, and the main belt is 250 millimeters thick over here. So if I pay attention, she is pretty darn good armor, especially versus HE spammer. You can still be blapped, and probably her citadel, it's a regular citadel, not up, maybe probably a little bit up raised, not, it's like almost like a Soviet or any other battleship, but the armor, it's definitely, our citadel side are protected by 25 millimeters armor. This is layer after layer after layer. And finally, the over there, it's this side, it's 25 millimeters deck and 30 millimeter citadels deck. And also stern section, you can see this green one, it's 90 millimeters, and the brown one probably as much as 75 millimeters of armor. There's a layer after layer, so yeah. What can I say? She's not bad armor for this tier. Remember, she can never face any tier 6 ships, only tier 5. It's the highest you can face. And here's the turrets. The turrets are protected by 250 millimeters on the face, and on the back 150 millimeters, on 150 millimeters on the roof. The barbettes are 75 millimeter thick, and on the top 220 millimeter thickness. Yeah, personal opinion, guys, I very much like to say this ship, it's a beast, and probably the most scariest battleship in the entire game. if you are a cruiser, if you are a destroyer. Yes, you have very bad limitation about the range and HP pool, and there is something else that I kind of need to talk about. You have some 4x2 120 millimeters AA guns. Those guns, they firing a whopping 3.5 kilometers and reload every 5 seconds. That is probably your secondary. And you also have some 12 by 1 120 millimeters VIX 909, maximum firing range 3.5 kilometers, reload every 4 seconds. Yes, that is your secondary. But how about your AA? AA defense. This is it, guys. 4 by 176 millimeters and 8 by 1 40 millimeters, and maximum range of your AA is 3 kilometers and sector damage 45. So overall, AA, what AA? Probably that's the biggest weakness of the entire battleship line. Bad, and I'm talking about real darn bad AA. Very much I like to say that if 2 carrier, even tier 4 carriers are engaging you're not gonna shoot anytime soon any planes, and probably you are a food piñata or farming piñata versus enemy aircraft carrier, and there is anything you can do but beside trying to use your rudder to not be eat all torps, you know what I mean. But on the other hand, tier 4 I do believe have only 1 or 2 torpedoes, so it shouldn't be too hard. On the other hand, it will be very hard to dodge the incoming dive bomber. Consumable of this ship, you have damage count, work for 15 seconds, cooldown 80 seconds, slot 2, number of charges 4, work time 28 seconds, cooldown 80 seconds, and HP regeneration speed is 0.5% per second. Overall, guys, beside her low HP pool and low range, I honestly believe that this ship is still a monster, and for frankly I would like to say it's too strong versus some ships. I mean, what the hell you play a cruiser? I mean, the only reason, seriously guys, I'm not joking what I'm gonna say right now, the only reason you want to play any kind of cruisers when this battleship line will come is just to become a farming piñata, because I believe, without saying too much, you will see so many World of Tanks KV2 one-shot kill every single ship of that ship, if that ship type it's another cruiser or anything line. Because here's the deal with AP, yes, you can do a lot of overpans, or sometimes in the best case citadels, but with SAP you won't do any ricochet, and you don't you're not gonna shatter. Of course, versus battleship, some battleship, especially the Soviets one and some other, they have much greater armor than 76, so keep that in mind, always go for the AP. But for the rest of ships like a carrier, you're doing something terrible wrong if you're using the AP. Go for a SAP. You might actually, in 2 good looking salvos, delete that full HP carrier from this game. And I don't know what to say, guys. It's probably fun to blap cruisers and ships left and right. There is a limitation, but overall I still believe they are very interesting, and especially some tier 7s premium battleships, the Italian one, which will arrive soon, and also at the same time tier 8, 9 and 10, they have these juicy features with good turning radius and smoke. Yeah, and crawling smoke, the Italian cruiser smoke, that's what I'm trying to say. That will be very interesting to watch. So let me know in the comment below what do you think about this Prime Gaming reward and this lovely ship, Italian battleship Dante. So let me know what you think about all this new tier 4 battleship, which will be available for many of you guys if you just read the article, and you can actually get this ship with 6-point captain and a port slot. Guys, thanks guys for watching, and always captains, fair seas, and goodbye.